Hello everyone, diving straight in, talking all over the music as I usually do because I'm back with more Klonoa to Phantomile. I will never reconcile how to pronounce that name in my head. But anyway, in the last episode we made it through Granny's treehouse, completely aced the level, although I had a bit of a shit run of the boss. Blame the father. Apart from that, got all dream crystals, got all 6 of the collectible people, and, well, plot happened. Turns out that by leaving the most important MacGuffin with the weakest and frailest character so far, that was a bad idea, apparently, so we need to take a shortcut back home instead of just skip travelling on the map, through the ruins of the old Wind Kingdom, and you can tell, because we got the logo, but Yup Scalawate's head looked like a horn. I think, in hindsight, it's probably just designed after the ear flap things of its local people. Cabbits, I think the fandom called them. I don't know if that's an official name or not, because they're like cat rabbits. Anyway, another renamed level, I forget what the original name was, post-production test, some help please, but this again has some really fucking jamming music. Oh, fuck. Introduction of these enemies that can only be hit from above. So, my honeypop thing, death from above, that was actually not too far from accurate. And you can just... Can you all kindly get out of my fuck, please? Get out of my fuck. Lovely. Anyway, kind of... I don't know if that recurs later in the level. I know that... Well, I mean, no shit, it happens at least twice, but they do like having that where there's like a 5-gem up here, and then like an enemy like that can only be hit from above down there. And when did you spawn, you little fuck stick on a rope? They're running into each other and throwing off all of my timings. Now, which way should I think I need to go in here first, because this isn't the... Okay, this looks like it... Oh, I know what this is. Another one of those ones where you have to avoid the dream crystals on the way in, so you can get them on the way out. When they're worth double, that is. No, I fucked up. I missed 5 gems. I don't know what I could have done, but no big deal. I'm not going to lose any sleep over 5 pissy little dream crystals. Like I said, I don't think there's any particular reward for getting all of them. I'm just getting as many as I can. In my opinion, if I can get 140 at least on each level, then I'm satisfied. Anyway, some foreshadowing here. You can kind of see the Moon Kingdom's emblem in the middle, because, I mean, we know what that looks like because we saw it on the Moon Pendant, plus the Wind Kingdom in the top right, Jugpot in the bottom, and then Forlock in the top left. No, the things... It's so real, it's like a bloody screen. And here's another one of those crash thingy things. The pod that Laffy's used right in the first episode of everything. And it's a rather tricky timing-based jump puzzle there. Because my commentary is so riveting. I'm actually recording this at, like, what time is it? 25 to 11 at night. Well, it's on the Tuesday. Oh, it's a huge poppety what? I can totally English. Can you tell English is totally my first language? You see, you can't even tell if I'm being sarcastic or not, because you've probably heard me spouting all flavours of French. It's the introduction of the spiky assholes when I'm talking to the mother. Anyway, collapsing platforms, although I can't show it off because I fucked up the jump. Pop. But, yes, this is the introduction of the original spiky assholes, and if I just jump there... Oh, are these not the collapse... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, are these not the collapsing platforms? But they are. So... Oh, don't do it. There we go. Up there. Ah, yes, you fuckers. You can't hit me with your spiky assholery. Although you shoot before you reveal your faces, don't you? Because you're spiky assholes. And now what's that? Oh, didn't... You made me jump. I didn't realise you turned around. I was too busy admiring the background. Can you not? I'm trying to show off this thing up here. There's like a plant thing, and... I'm not entirely sure what that depicts. We'll have to come back to that. Anyway. Oh, this is some fuckery. I don't like that egg down there. What do? If this is death, then I will be most displeased. Oh, it's not death. We live, but it wasn't worth it because it was just a 3-up. So it's one, what do they call them? Kudos Moons? That's like a really weird name for them, but whatever they're called in the Mario games. I'm taking so many damage because these spiky arseholes, I've unlearned their timing in the time I've spent away from this game. Still, in case you're wondering, this is this isn't the origin of calling them spiky assholes. Oh, I thought this was in 4.2, this section with the ghosts. If you leave them alone for long enough, then they do fuck away, but then they do also fuck back. And these things, they spin fire. You can only, like, bubble them, shoot them with a wind bullet when you get close. I thought this section was in 4.2 for some reason, because 4.2 is kind of like this, but mixed with 2.2, because it's the only, like... this and levels 1-1, 1-2, and 4-1, I think are the only ones in the Wind Kingdom, and levels 2-2 and 4-2 are the only ones in Jugbot, like that have the Jugbot emblem. And more of these. I do like the sound effect they make when they appear. If it's the same as it is in the PlayStation version, I can't remember because I've mentioned before, I've got the sound turned off so you won't hear any feedback. And oh, it's these spinny fuckers on the... You can't stand on these platforms for too long because they spin like that. So many things that spin. Boop. So, did I ever mention that as a child, it never occurred to me that those clocks were checkpoints? I was just like, oh, this is a clock, I don't know what it does, but it's a clock. Hello, clock. And that's kind of... And on top of that, as a child, I did have this weird obsession with clocks. And also, you know those ticket barriers they have at car parks? I don't know if it's like this in America as well, because you have parking lots, don't you? Just fucking call it what it is, car park. But ticket barriers... They fascinated me as a child, fuck you. But what fascinated me more was clocks. I don't know, maybe that's why I like steampunk shit. But, yeah, I've mentioned before, my first word as a child was clock. I'm not ashamed of this. I'm proud of this. This is a thing of which I am proud. And give me all of these things. Well, at least I didn't fuck that one up. That reminds me. There's that one song where they go on about fucking up some commas. What? What does that mean? How can you fuck up a comma? It's a piece of punctuation. And doesn't look like we're missing one, but I'm afraid I might miss one. I don't want to miss one of the collectibles. I've been 100 for 100 so far. You can't go that way. This area, actually, having seen Lucagen's playthrough of it, this reminds me of Eco, or that game in the Shadow of the Colossus series. If it could even be called a series. Oh, this bit. I'll just pop that now. I'll pop it like it's a honey. Because this, I believe, does a thing. What the fuck? Okay, I admit I deliberately avoided that platform so I'd get another shot at this. Because I thought that last wing platform breaks. Like, it breaks off from its rope mandibles. They're not mandibles, they're ropes. But maybe that's in 4-2. My memory of the game around this point does get really hazy because... Like, 5-1 is my jam, 3-2 is my jam, and while I do really, really love the music throughout, like 4-1, 4-2, and the fourth boss all have really fucking brilliant music, but I don't remember the levels super well. I just remember that there's this, which is kind of a little bit graveyardy, sort of, you know, wind ruins. There we go. Was that really so difficult, Tess? Yeah, you know, it's the wind ruins, it's all like this. And, yeah, the end of level's right there. I do remember the end of that level being rather underwhelming. See, there was no cutscenes or anything for any of that. I've only been going for less than 10 minutes, Jesus Christ. Might have to do 4-2 as well. Because, yeah, I really like 3-2, and I really like 5-1. And, like, 145. So I literally, you saw me miss the only 5 gems that I missed, and we know exactly where they are. So if I could just do that level again like that and get those 5... I'm not going to, though, because... why? And anyway, like I said, the only other level in Jugpot from my memory. But yeah. So while the music in 4-1, 4-2, and the fourth boss all have... while they all have really awesome music, and the level design is really nice, I just don't remember them that well. And I'm fairly sure this was a lull in the wind in the original. I'm sorry I keep saying all this about, oh, the original this, the original that. It's just a matter of... As a point of reference for commentary, fuck all of you. I'm a strong, sassy cabbit who don't need no anything. I did have a feeling that there was something down here that needed to save a moo for, because the enemies are called moos. Did you know that? You should know that, because we mentioned this in the past. And you know what? I'm gonna hit this instead. Fuck you. Literally just fuck you, you inflated anal bead. Okay, a fair amount of this level I do seem to recall is auto-scroll. Well, not auto-scroll, but like this. Which isn't a bad thing. I prefer the more dungeony aspects of the later half of the level. I mean dungeon in the sense of, like, Legend of Zelda dungeon. But, and, oh, this is an easy one to miss. Yeah, bitches. I do like this level. Okay, we're in the pretty bit now. Introduction of... Well, it's not really an introduction, but, like... The boxes that were introduced in 3.1, they've been rebranded as crystals and they're pretty as fuck. Get here, you. And also updrafts. I forgot that they were in this game. For some reason I thought they were just in, like, the handheld titles, but nope, they're in this. you know, you take advantage of the infinitely spawning ghosts so we can move onwards and downwards, although, like, you can't fight the wind currents. If you walk into a wind current, you will move upwards. You have no control over this. And seriously, can you just not, with your constant damage taking? The way this episode's going, I'm thinking I may have to, like split... Can you fucking not? Jesus Christ. I may have to split the boss into like next episode. And I kind of don't want to sell 5-1 short. Piss away, please. I don't want to sell 5-1 short by not having, like, by not opening the episode with it. But we do have a boss and we have cutscenes to get through. And for some reason, flipping this switch, sir, I can see you. For some reason, flipping that switch blows up those crystals for some reason. And I believe those enemies do have an area of effect. So once they exit the area of effect, they despawn. So you can't get got in that cutscene. Even though they won't fuck away in the cutscene and just fucking... I don't know, it's because it's late at night and my focus isn't all that. Still, I've not been going for all that long in the grand scheme of things. This bit kind of reminds me of Ice Cap from Sonic Adventure because it's all icy and shit and there's bones. I know, I'm so good at pointing out similarities and shit. Right, I probably should use this fucker to get up there and probably die in the process because I've been so careless with my health for no reason at all. Oh, I remember now. This room that we're about to go into now, all Kirby style. The exit at the bottom is the way out, and this is the way into that room. I remember my boobs. Because you might go in at the bottom and be like, oh, well, there's nothing in here. Why would I come in here? And it turns out you need to go in at the top and come out back at the bottom. And it's puzzles. It's clever. Now, speaking of puzzles that are clever, well, it's not really super clever. We just need to get that from up there, fall down here. I completely did not mean to do that. Kind of hoping that this is a health thing, because, like, yay. Oh, it's worth 3 full fucks of health. Or 6 half fucks, if you prefer. Huh. Timing puzzle! That was so difficult! Another timing puzzle! Oh, the difficulty, the struggle is real. Oh, I am such a riveting commentator, can you not tell? Oh, by the way, now... This is something that's kind of topical as of the day of recording this, but Markiplier has started doing an LP of Honey Pop, if it can be called an LP, because, like, people like Markiplier don't really do LPs as much as they do playthroughs. Like, it's not quite the same thing in my opinion, although it is more of a playthrough than anything, I don't know, PewDiePie for instance would be capable of. But PewDiePie kind of is exactly my point here, because, like, Markiplier's playthrough of Honey Pop is kind of... I feel a little bit insulted by it, to be quite honest, because... Now, I don't mean to be bitchy, and it's not as if, bah, Markiplier is stealing my views. I'm not going to be all delusional about it, because Markiplier is a big-name YouTuber, and I'm not. So, you know, it doesn't surprise me that his parts are getting, you know, loads of views, and mine get, like, 20, which is still a lot for my LP. But the problem I take with it is that he's showing the game, like, no respect whatsoever. He's just doing it like, oh, lol, not very good, and he's, like, not even trying, not getting emotionally invested or anything. Like, it feels like he's literally only playing it because it's for the views. Also, these things are a thing. Like, it kind of feels a little bit like whorish, for want of a better term, and I do like Markiplier. He is one of my... I hesitate to say one of my favourite YouTubers, but he's certainly up there, in my opinion. And, holy crap, this level's short. This is the end right here. Well, if not, then we're not far off. Also, 69... Oh, 70, but... Okay, we're getting into a cutscene now, but I want to finish this... I want to wrap this rant up. But, like, I like his stuff usually, and we're home, we made it, nothing bad happened. But, just... I'm putting all this heart and, you know, this heart into my LP of Honey Pop, and yet, you know, he's doing shit all, kind of, doing really badly, literally just doing it for the attention and not show off the game, and it kind of feels more disrespectful to the developers Honeypot than anything else, but I suppose they're just grateful for the attention at all. It's just, I can't help but feel a little bit insulted. I'm not saying, oh, they're stealing my views, because, I mean, if they don't like Markiplier's LP, they're just gonna watch Jacksepticeye instead, but I still feel a little bit miffed that he's kind of really not playing very well, and by the way, while I'm ranting about all this, Klonoa, fucking intervene, will you? Or are you stuck on the wrong D? Is your D deficiency? Like, you have some sort of D problem that's preventing you from rescuing your grandfather, because Yeah, that just happened. You just fucking blew up your house. Well done, Claire. You standing there in your reverie and your inefficient D and being on the wrong plane of existence has caused your grandfather to die. See, this is why I was bitching about the reverse Beanstar situation, because this happened, and all the while, Claire and Claire are just standing there, and I'm going to call them Claire and Claire because I always called them Cloner and Hupow. Apparently they're Klonoa and Hupo, but no. Claire and Claire. That way nobody wins. As is the case here, except the bad guys won because we had the total foresight to leave the most precious MacGuffin with an old man. Genius. Anyway, out, across one bridge, through a cave, onto another bridge. Oh, Klonoa's pissed off. Anyway, yeah, we got time for this boss. But this is a fun boss. This is one of my favourites. And I do remember playing 4-2 quite a bit. But more to play this boss than to replay the level. But, Joker, you ass, your leg is clipping through your face. Everyone is pissed off apart from him. Dearie me. And once again, you get Joker's being an antagonist, and yet we don't get to fight him. He just sticks some random, irrelevant enemy on us, and then leaves us to it and lets us go to town or whatever. But anyway. This boss has really awesome music, and I'm hyping it up, and it's just not happening, and... Joker, did you learn English from Austin on Sugar? Hey. Anyway, I've always referred to this boss as the Leviathan. I don't remember if that's backed up by the game or not, but, just because of the name of this particular level, or... Anyway, all those Simon Says panels, each one constitutes... oh, Palladium, of course, because the music's called Palladium's Drive, that's where I got the name from. Each one constitutes one fuck of his health. Just hit all... oh, yeah, there's this. You kind of have to micromanage not getting hit by stuff. And I think he has different attacks based on which segments of health he has left. So, like, he might use the... I think this is the green attack from what my childhood reminds me. Wow, really? I don't want to sell this boss short. It is kind of... I'm not sure if it's easy or if I've just done it a lot as a child, but... Okay, damn, am I just not jumping high enough? I kind of want to hit those bells on the sides of the bridge. I don't know if that does anything. I've never tried it. Seriously. I assume it just drops a fuck of health or something. Because, I mean, I think that's what the... Rude. I think that's what the bell does in the first boss? I don't know. Like, I always, as a child, I'd only ever ring it for fun. I believe this is the red attack. Okay, seriously? This boss is not hard. And I thought I was going to get it done in just 4 swings of the bridge, but apparently I'm just hopeless. There we go. Honestly, but this is one of my favourite bosses. In fact, I think this is my favourite boss of the game. I just had to wait a little later so the bridge would be at the highest part of its swing. My father could explain in great detail the physics behind that, but... yeah, we got time for a last-minute plot twist. This is another... I think in the PlayStation version, the bridge would keep swinging and you'd retain control of while Palladium was dying. And once again, I tried to be as far away from the blast as possible, but it has no bearing on anything. But this is a heart-rending scene, but I can't help but not take it as seriously as before, because it's kind of your own fault for just standing there. It's not as if we were on that bridge over the canyon where we were fighting Palladium. But we were on a bridge before that where you could have just gone over to him. Why are you restricted to only 2 dimensions at a time? You see, I think this kind of fucked me up as a child, this scene. Just because, the Stephen Moffat mentality of, oh, it's a character? Then they can die. But it is heartrending, but it's hard to take seriously as a 19-year-old LPer. And that line there, okay, that is fuck-up worthy. Like, I don't know if I should not talk over this, because it's emotional, but at the same time, they're speaking a language you can't understand. But it's to the credit of the voice actors, I suppose, for speaking Phantomilian in such a way that even if you don't speak Phantomilian, you can still understand the emotion behind them. That's kind of... Montenegrin does that, certainly in the past 2 years of Eurovision, but... Look, all this time, you could have saved him, you failed, so... You could have gone and got, like, an ambulance or something, and I remember that line, the way he drags out... Death... And then he dies. Tragic, but as I said, what was anyone expecting here? You left a really important MacGuffin with a weak old man. Just saying, this was kind of inevitable considering the bad guys have huge fucking weapons. Not to break the flow or anything now. Here's a huge random fucking plot twist right the fuck out of nowhere. Also turd clouds, just noticed. But, just that tear on his eye there, my goodness. Anyway, plot twist right the fuck out of nowhere. Deus ex machina, whatever. Fucking... So, Pamela, the fish from Jugpot, she can fly! Yep. Yep, whatever. See, I've never held that against the game, because, I mean, it is kind of, you know, fantasy, everything's a little bit not quite like reality. Plus, she takes you to one of my favourite levels in the game. But still, pushing it just a little bit. But yeah, and just remember this plot twist for later, because it's going to twist again shortly hereafter. Well, not shortly hereafter, like in about 2 levels in a boss's time, maybe. But yeah, Temple of the Sun, we made it at last, but it's not on the world map. How can we go to a level that's not on the world map? And again, something that I really loved the aesthetic of as a child. Because the original world map looked a bit similar, but like a bit different. It had the whole storybook thing going on. But at this point, it looked more like a pop-up book than this does. But fucking Temple of the Sun appears right the fuck out of nowhere. And also, just take a moment to appreciate the emblem of the Temple of the Sun. I'm not really one for getting tattoos, but if I do ever get a tattoo, I will get a tattoo of that emblem. And I know I'm talking all over the music, but, you know, it's nothing I haven't shown off this LP before. You might as well just wait until the full version, once we've cleared all the levels. But, anyway, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and in the next episode we're going to take on my favourite level in the game. Like, design-wise, level design-wise, music-wise, everything the works. So until then, I don't know, have a nice life. And I've just noticed the map on the world map that, I've always imagined this as, like, up is perpendicular to where you're looking, but no. Like, fucking, I can't describe it now, and it's not really, like, that's a C to the top left, and, there's cartography, and I've never paid attention to it before. See you in the next episode, where my childhood continues to be called into question, maybe. See you then.